Good morning, Sag, and I'm so grateful you're here. I just want to thank everyone once again for showing up for this channel. Yes, we love other Sagittarians, right? So if you have Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Jupiter, Venus, wherever you have Sagittarius, you may find something from these readings. I am Heidi, and I am a Sagittarius Sun and Moon, and that's basically why I created this channel. You know, today we're looking at the next 48, which is, you know, I feel like Sagittarius is feeling pretty spiritual right now, and it's interesting for me because although, yeah, I see a little bit of me here. I see it just a lot of thinking about what to do, what you want to do next. Um, because there has been this energy for Sagittarius about calling their power back. You know, we're not pushing ourselves down anymore. We're not like being less of ourselves. And, you know, Sagittarius is very spiritual. Everything has a deeper meaning to us. And we have to kind of just something to remember is that, like, really, Sagittarius has to live a life of meaning. We have to find meaning in the things that we do. And, you know, we're always about growing. We are the seekers. Okay. And it's showing up here too. Like this. So in the next 48 hours, you may be thinking about your next steps, what you want to do, you know, and, you know, personal growth is being here, like with the seeker, right? So there's definitely this sense of, you know, maybe you may be learning different things, maybe taking courses or, you know, maybe coming here to get more information in terms of growth, you know. What do I need to do next? And, you know, Sagittarius also has this love of learning that is intense. So, you know, you are seeking, you're trying to figure out what that is. You know, how do I grow? What do I do next? You know, and so you may be mining for information, right? I know I do it, y'all. I am like the queen of the internet course. If I stopped and told you how many things I'm actually certified in, it's just ridiculous. And the truth is that these answers that you're looking for, in a sense, you have them because intuition is here with meditation. So if you spent some time, because Sagittarius has really been called to take rest, you know, and during all of this Taurus energy, which really focuses on self care, this is something they're pretty much telling you that in terms of your growth and what you do next, of whatever it is that you want to grow. It could be anything. It could be your career. It could be relationships. It could just be you just, you know, trying to tune into your higher self, right? What's best for you. Because at the end of the day, all spirituality is connecting to your true self. You know, it's not as complicated as some people make it out to be. But, you know, you're being called to maybe have some stillness in the next couple of days, even meditation, though I know meditation is really hard for fire signs. I have found it really helpful to ground my energy, to get relaxed, you know. The answers are there, and you're going to be receiving them. You may be even, you know, you may be even receiving them now because you feel the need to find information on what you should do next. And so that comes from somewhere, right? It comes from somewhere. Now, spiritual career is here too, with remembrance, which is about rebirth. So if you had started something, now spiritual careers, it just, you know, you can look at tarot as a spiritual career, but, you know, it doesn't just mean woo woo careers or healers. It's all kinds of things. I mean, you could be, it's really any job or career that you connected with your spirit, or that thing you wanted to do, um, because you felt for it. There's a sense that that may be restarting or growing, right? So, I actually think of whole bunches of things as spiritual careers, like nursing, caregivers. It's really any career that maybe you had started and walked away from. There seems to be, a new spark there, right? And because it's something you really connected to. Maybe it wasn't possible at the time. Maybe, you needed to pay your bills and you couldn't do this, right? But at the bottom of the deck, I feel like what maybe happened for those of you who are parents is that you had to take care of your family, right? But there is a sense of individuality rising. So definitely, spirituality is playing a huge role, and creativity and new beginnings is here too. So you may be approaching something that you probably walked away from because maybe it wasn't financially possible. But you know, it's it's coming back up for sure. It's coming back up, and you may be receiving intuitive hits, synchronicities about this. Um, and your sign is 888. We have money coming in. Manifesting. This could be happening during the new moon. And by the way, my second reading today is going to be about what you're manifesting with the new moon. Because I'm kind of sick of seeing past energies. Yeah, it's all about me, y'all. So we're going to take a look at the tarot and see what the next 48 hours is looking like. Okay, Sage, let's get on with what's happening. Let's get the deets. So, I'm still seeing that you thinking about this new thing, what I was saying in the oracle portion, right? Because you're taking a chance here with the Queen of Wands. That is like feeling positive, feeling confident that you can do this thing, whatever it is. And it's interesting because Eight of Swords is here. This is something you thought you couldn't do. You didn't see the possibility in it, right? Even though your soul really connected with it, right? But there is some help coming in, or some information from a Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords can also be you figuring out how to make it work, how to do it. And this is something you're doing independently, but not only that, is it makes you may not know everything you need to know, because the Queen of Wands is like the learn as you go card, right? This is just you just jumping in, not knowing where it's going to land. But, definitely moving beyond this Eight of Swords energy where you thought it wasn't possible, but you felt really connected to it. Suddenly, you could be receiving some information from another person, because the Queen of Swords can represent another person, or just someone who wants to help you. But suddenly you can see it. Suddenly you can see it, and that this is really going to lend to your independence, Sag. But I get like the sense that suddenly it makes sense, you know. And I feel like, even though you don't really, there are a lot of unknowns here, definitely, and there is you just taking the leap here. You will get more information as you go along, because that is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is all about information, directness, and being independent. The Queen of Swords is also logical. So it could be that another person helps you in terms of what makes sense, right? In terms of what makes sense. So let's take a little look at this Queen of Swords. But I feel like suddenly it starts to make sense to you, where it didn't make sense before. So tell me about the Queen of Swords, please. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, you felt like logically it didn't make financial sense. Maybe the money wasn't showing up, but you're figuring out why. That might be the answers that you're getting in meditation. So, FYI, just saying. So, you know, underneath the deck was the Four of Cups reversed, the Two of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. Wow, because, you know, from this moment forward, you know, you're moving past looking at things that didn't work out, you know, and you're also seeing that the things that didn't work out really showed you what's important to you, instead of, you know, it making your brain be all over the place or sad, or, you know, it's like, oh wow, okay, so that didn't work out, and that's showing me what is really important to me at this time. So, and that's the thing, those are the things that I'm going to stick with. Okay. Yeah, important life lessons here, right? Important life lessons. So what you're not expecting is the Page of Swords and the Seven of Swords. You're getting some information here. I do feel like there's someone giving you information that you didn't have before. It could be that someone lied to you, but it can also be seeing the truth of something. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. Because the Seven of Swords is also being honest with yourself. Ooh, Knight of Cups with the Emperor. Yes. I feel like you're seeing that a dream is possible, but that it's going to take time. And I feel like you told yourself in the past it wasn't possible. You know? And then someone is bringing in information, maybe even, you know, an idea or an opportunity, and you kind of don't trust it. Well, I think you should, because this person definitely knows what they're doing. It's going to take patience. It's not going to pay off right away. I can tell you that. It's not going to pay off right away. And, you know, I feel like, too, this may have been something with the Seven of Pentacles that you really stuck with. You were really invested in, but kind of gave up when it felt like it wasn't working. You know, when you felt like the rewards weren't present. But Jupiter is bringing something in. This is actually your destiny, believe it or not. So, you know, if you're thinking about giving up on something that you put a lot of work in, you're not seeing the results, don't do it. Because Jupiter is bringing in fortune and things turning in your favor. And it's interesting because in the heart space, we're seeing the Ten of Cups. There's a turnaround here. There's a new cycle with something. You know, in terms of love, it could be a relationship. This could be a turnaround with anything that was not working out. So the Ten of Cups can refer to family, to friends, but this is a sense that, you know, there's a new turn in a specific relationship. Because, geez, you know, this is happiness. This is pure happiness. And it's, you know, the world is a completion, like you've been through all the hard stuff with this person and you're turning things around. So there was some hard stuff, I would imagine. And the Fool is sideways. What do sideways mean? Sideways means one foot in, one foot out. Okay? It's kind of that in between energy. So, you know, it would seem to me that you're working on turning this around, but at least like the conversation has started. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. So here's the Knight of Swords. The conversation has started. Um, this person is opening up with the King of Cups. They're opening up because you, and they're opening up to you. And it's because that's who you are. You are the Empress. Everyone opens up to the Empress. Male or female, it's someone who helps. You know, it's someone who has healing energy. You know, and I just kind of feel like there's a turnaround with this person. And it may not happen right away. There's been a lot of pain, maybe even an ending has happened with this person. But you're starting to see hope, you know, and because there's communication coming in here. And once again, if you've been following the readings this week, the Ten of Pentacles is showing up again. So I don't know who this is for your life, Sag, but, you know, it may be that some information comes to you. That's a lot in the next 2 days, right? That's a lot. Jeez. And I feel like a lot of these answers you're looking for, you're going to get in meditation. So let's get an outcome here. An outcome for the next 48 hours. I can tell you this, that you're learning a lot. Learning what's important to you. Learning, you know, that something you thought was dead is where your soul lives. And there's a real sense of turning things around that you thought were over. You know, maybe this spiritual career. Or really basically a career that connects with your spirit. And really talks to who you are as a person. Interesting. So what's the outcome here for the next 48? Oh boy. King of Pentacles. Okay. Definitely in that Taurus energy. What is the outcome in the next 48 hours for Sagittarius? See, there's meditation here. Got your next steps. Thinking about what's best for you. Next 48. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of contemplation about, it could be about your finances. It could be about career. It could be about basically stability, you know, and the King of Pentacles is looking out. Okay, if you notice this, he is looking out. You know, he's thinking about the stability he currently has and how to grow it. You know, and with the Hangman here, ugh, you may really be moving on from some, you know, stubborn or outdated ideas. You know, because the Hangman and the Chariot is here. You know, figuring out how to make things work, figuring out how to make things more stable, and, you know, kind of getting out of this space where being too stubborn about things. That's often what I feel with the King of Pentacles. You know, they may think that there's only one way to do things. You may be getting advice, but you're very much moving in the energy of surrender. You know, because the Hangman gives us a new perspective, and maybe you're starting to see that in terms of things, maybe you have been too stubborn in your idea processes, right? You're definitely being called to be practical, right? But not in terms of outcomes. I always see that for Sagittarius. So tell me about the King of Pentacles. Tell me about the King of Pentacles. The King of... Yeah, Three of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're being more open. I feel like you're being more open for the future, not being so set in, you know, stubborn about your ways, right? Which Sagittarius usually isn't, but tell me about the Hangman. Oh. Yeah. Figuring out that all the pain, all the problems have been for a reason. And with Temperance, that's about divine timing. You know, I feel like you're getting a new perspective on things that happened, even especially the things that hurt, and how they're working for you going forward. Tell me about the Chariot. Chariot. Ugh. Yeah, look. Moving towards harmony, moving towards change. The Four of Wands is not just a relationship or a marriage, right? It is also that portal to freedom. Making everything work. It's a turnaround. And I feel like an essential part of that is you're starting to see the ways in which maybe you have been too rigid, too stubborn. And there's something about your perspective that brings things into balance. And wow. Well, Sagittarius, that is fabulous. So let's see what you're learning. What is Sagittarius learning in the next 48? Every time I say that, I think of that show. Okay. What is Sagittarius learning? What is Sagittarius learning in the next 48 hours? What is Sagittarius learning? That you're not as alone as you think you are, Sag. Balance reversed. What is Sagittarius learning? Like, I feel like in this alone time, specifically in this meditation time, yeah, you're definitely changing perspective, right? You're being able to see things in a new light that you didn't see before, especially in terms of things that have not been balanced. And maybe that the reason that some things didn't work out was because balance didn't exist. And we need balance in all things, Sag. We do, so I hope this helps. Toodles.